1962. Our town meeting was incensed with the idea that we needed a recreation center. But there were a group of pioneers in the town who felt a boys' club would be even more impressive. I'm talking about Larry Caruso, Charlie Auburn, Ray Dupuy, and the gentleman I'm referring to that I will mention in a few moments. In order for a boys' club to be established, it necessitated that they get land, and nobody wanted to give land for a boys' club. So this gentleman made some inquiries and found out the only way you could get land was to be a park commissioner. Make a recommendation and get the approval of the park commission, and under those circumstances and no others can you possibly get land for a structure such as this. Well, this gentleman ran for the park commission as a Democrat. He lost. But in the meantime, the Republicans had written him in on their ticket. He turned around and ran on a Republican ticket, and he won. Well, at the very first meeting, Peter Santa Maria, who was the chairman, said, "Are there any motions from the floor?" And right away this gentleman said, "Mr. Chairman, I would like to propose that land be put aside for the structure of a boys' club on the land behind the town hall where the railroad tracks are." It was approved. And with this approval, then these four gentlemen proceeded to harass the town meeting until they eventually agreed, let's get a boys' club. Had not this person chosen to be so persevering, we would not have a Watertown Boys and Girls Club at the present time. I'm happy to say the gentleman who was responsible for this is Victor Palladino. I might add to that, and though it hasn't been announced formally, Victor was informed this week that he is being inducted into the Boston College Hall of Fame as well. Now, as the athletic trainer, I came into association with so many fine young men. But in 1968, it was my privilege to be associated with the closest and loyalist group of athletes in my memory from Watertown High School. As the trainer, I needed help, and I got it from two good sources: Senator Warren Tolman and my son Mark Pappas, terrific water boys. Well, this group of athletes were dedicated. They persevered throughout the season without a victory, but established an annual reunion of players, majorettes, cheerleaders, and former Raider alumni who meet every Thanksgiving Eve to commemorate the Thanksgiving Day game. My hats are off to the 0-9 Club. Yeah, yeah. 4 or 5 weeks ago, I had a very inspirational experience. I was down watching the Shamrock Road Race on Main Street in Watertown, and out of the distance came a young man leading the pack, and as he crossed the finish line, someone said, "That young man's name is Peter Gleason." And when I heard the name, immediately it came to mind that what a proud moment this would have been for his granddad, Bob. Moving into the town of Watertown, little did I know that two of my classmates were so prominent. John Ryan and Ed Safarian were classmates of mine at Suffolk University. John, unfortunately, has passed on, but I was so happy to see that they commemorated the hockey rink in his name. He was a real fine person. And Ed Safarian, another selectman that we had in our town, Ed's connection with me is that he and I were the second base combination, shortstop combination for Suffolk University. So we got along pretty well too. I'm going to mention a few outstanding moments that I had in the course of athletics. Some of these were going to be kind of remote to people because they weren't highly publicized, but it's 1977, Watertown's visiting Melrose, and it's a nip and tuck game. The score is 6-6. It's about a minute to play. Melrose throws a long pass down on the sideline. The end from Melrose goes up in the air, clutches it, but at that moment, Tom Tracy comes flying out of nowhere, snatches the ball out of his hands, and dashes down the sidelines to bring the ball to about midfield. We have little time left, but John Barbady sends in the plays, and I'm happy to say, in the ultimate conclusion, Watertown won the game on the last play of the game, and that kept our undefeated season, the 10-0 club, undefeated at that time. 1971, the Boston Garden. Hyde Park and Watertown. 55-55. About 10 seconds to go. I believe Chucky Barrett put a shot up. It hit off the rim. The fellow from Hyde Park took the ball down, turned and heaved it. But as he heaved it, Billy Hatton, who had a fantastic elevated jump in his body structure, went up as high as he could, deflected the ball. Charlie Vanakis grabbed it, let fly with a wild shot, back off the backboard in the basket. They won the game. It was fantastic. Great memories. 1960, Victory Field. Brookline was visiting Watertown. Brookline was the Division I champion the previous year. Watertown was undefeated as well. The first half, it was all Brookline. We in the stands couldn't figure it out. In fact, the coaches were having trouble. Why was Bob Capadonna continually being hit in the backfield before he could even get started? When I get inside the locker room, Coach Palladino says, wait a minute, hey, I want the offensive line over here. He started going through the assignments. Lo and behold, one of the linemen was blocking the same guy as one of the other linemen. Whoa, okay, let's go out and let's play football this half, shall we? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you in all sincerity, Mrs. Pappas and I, among literally 2,000 or 3,000 people on the Watertown side, stood up the entire second half and said, give it a Bob, give it a Bob. Well, Bob Capadonna had come off a sick bed. He had been sick the entire week, but he got to school on Friday, and lo and behold, this fine athlete proceeded to carry the Raiders down the field time and time again, and with that victory, Watertown again remained undefeated. One of my former students is being honored tonight, and I'm very happy for Joe McGinnis. Joe was an outstanding student of mine, and when he eventually scored that winning goal in the Beanpot tournament for Northeastern, it brought a great deal of delight into my life. You know, the greatest lessons to be learned from participation in athletics, you always strive to do the very best you can. Nobody can expect more than the best, but you must always seek to win, to get to the top if you can. However, as athletes, we know this. Though you may be unsuccessful today, if you persevere, you can be successful tomorrow. The greatest gift a person can have is to have many good friends, and I feel blessed. I thank you, and God bless you all.
He's a jolly good fellow, and so say all of us, and so say all